Hello and welcome everyone to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Phantom. Before we jump into price action, just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below. So we've actually come up into the area which we were talking about here in the previous video. We did push up past these blue impulsive trigger areas, and effectively we've triggered a additional impulse to the upside here. So now it is potentially possible to complete it into this high point, but we would need to see more information indicating that, because at the moment we're currently sitting right in that sweet spot for a fourth wave. So that would basically only invalidate by moving lower than this high point over here that we have of this 40 cent 77. If we do move below that, then effectively this would invalidate this potential. So I can actually remove this box because it's no longer valid, so we just clear it up a little bit. So what we'd be talking about within this is actually looking to see if this could be just a completed ABC move to the downside here. So it is possible that we can argue that this is completed. We'd have to potentially move this B wave to here though, if that's the case, because otherwise it wouldn't look like it is. It is also possible we might have one more last little push to the downside, looking to target out some of this previous structure here, potentially even sort of wicking down towards this top end here, and then still looking for this fifth wave to the upside here. Like I said, invalidation is this 40.77 here, and effectively we could just have this as an ABC. This could actually be completed into this point here. Alternatively, like I said, we could have a little bit left in this where we actually look at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 to the downside. So it is possible that we could have a little bit more in this. There is also some potential for extension within here, but we're going to go over that in a separate structure. So if we do manage to hold this zone of this 43.97 to this 44.27 area, it is possible that we actually look to progress to the upside again. Like I said, crossing this 40.77 would make us have to count this as a completed move into this high point here, or alternatively we could be looking for some further extension. So we're going to go over that option within the video as well, so stay tuned for that, for the more bullish potential. But basically, until proven otherwise, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this C wave to complete into this low point here, potentially, like I said, at this 43.77 zone. Could push down a little bit slower here, like I said, and then look for another 5 wave move to the upside. So we need to bear in mind though, for as long as we fail to break above these high points of this 48.50 and this 49.97, we could actually continue to look to break down. And like I said, we could look for this as completed here, and actually what we're doing is looking for a deeper retracement for this fourth wave, in which case we would potentially look to target out this previous fourth here towards this 36.11 zone. So we just got to give it a bit of time, see how it plays out. If we maintain this area, like I said, what I'd be anticipating is a 5-wave move to the upside, looking to potentially target out this range here, this 53.67 to this 51.28. If that does play out, then we'd be looking for evidence of a rejection and looking for a deeper move for this fourth wave. So that is basically the continuation of this move here. We can argue that potentially this is actually completed in this high point here, and actually we're already starting to break down. So we're going to go over that now. Effectively actually let's carry on with the bullish potential here. So there is potential that we could have an extension from this point here as well. So basically they would be looking at this whole wave as a potential extension, but what we would want to see if this is the case. So effectively this would just mean that we have an extension within this wave here, and effectively where this fourth wave is here, this is now becoming a 1-2, and we're actually going to look to push up higher. The confirmation would only come by actually pushing up past this 69.03. And in this case, what I would still be looking for is the potential to actually come back down into this green box zone. If we lose this low of this 36.10, it would invalidate this potential to extend to the upside again here. And effectively, then we would be looking for one of the other moves that we're going to go over. So basically within this structure, what we'd be looking for is the potential that this is a ABC pattern to the downside, and that could be completed into this point. I wouldn't expect it to be this shallow. Like I said, if it closes in this area and starts to push up and take this high, then I'd be looking for that additional fifth wave here, and then the potential to come back into this zone for an extension. And then basically what we'd just have then is this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'd be looking for this as a B wave retracement, and then looking for continuation. But there's nothing really indicating that this extension has to happen, but I'm just laying it out in case we do see some more impulsive structure here. If we do actually move down, it is possible that we could form this as a wave basically into this low point, and then we could look to retrace. So from this current position, sorry, if we were looking to move back to the upside, effectively this zone here of this, let me move this over so it's easier to see, this 50% to the 786. So that's right in the zone of all this structure here. So this 4707 to this 786, which is 4870 zone. If we face rejection within this zone again, then effectively what we'd be looking for is continuation. And what we'd be looking for then is basically looking at this as coming down for an A wave. We'd come back up for this B wave and face rejection. This golden pocket area here is quite interesting on these previous consolidation of these high points where it kept getting rejected. And then we could look for a deeper move to the downside. This would actually play out with us coming into this green box zone. And like I said, it is possible that we could look for further extension here. So if we did have to have a move somewhat like this, obviously this is rough until we actually get the structure play in, but we could potentially come back to the top end of this, which would be a 50% retracement. From there, we would have to see whether we actually continue to the upside or whether we continue to break down and see that this becomes a bigger A, B, C again to the downside and just becomes a bigger corrective pattern. So for as long as we don't make impulsive structure here, it is possible, like I said, we could complete this as an A wave, push back up to this high point here of this 4769 sort of area, and then actually look to break down again for a C wave. This C wave at a 1-to-1 would bring us into the top end of this box, but these are some other interesting areas of support that we could find, this 4183, 4089, and alternatively some of these other areas lower down. So that's what we'd be looking at if we're looking for the potential of this extension. Like I said though, if we have a move down past this 3610, that would make me believe that this move is completed here, and we're actually looking for that deeper fourth wave. So if we are looking for that deeper fourth wave, we have a few things that we need to talk about. So basically that deeper fourth wave, like I said, is looking to move back towards this 30 cent region at the lower end of the scale, and the higher end would be this 3881. So if we do actually look to break down, and this is our target area, we can argue that we could actually be looking to form some impulsive structure to the downside, and this would be looking for that move. So we talked about the fact that this can play out as an ABC, which is fully possible, and that could continue to break down. Alternatively, if we look at the structure slightly differently and we count it in a different way, it is possible we're setting up for a 5-wave drop here. So that would be looking at this as a diagonal within this first wave here. This is a wave 2, this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then actually looking to break down deeper. So within this structure, effectively what we'd be saying is that we could actually be looking to break down. If we cross this 4398 line, effectively that could set us up for some additional fifth waves to the downside. So this currently, if we don't have further extension, wouldn't look to hit the target that we would typically look for a third wave. So if we want to look at this as a 1-2, what we'd be looking for is a move past this 4189, and then effectively a bounce back up for a fourth and then a fifth wave, potentially looking to complete in this 4123 to this 4036 area. So that would be basically looking for a deeper 5-wave move. The thing is, if we did get a 5-wave move like this, then effectively what we'd have to be on the lookout for is the fact that we could look at this as potentially setting up for a bigger ABC pattern, which could actually come back down and test this zone of this fourth wave, or alternatively it could look to extend and come back lower down to that zone we were talking about, that 30 cent range within this previous structure here. So we have to see how this plays out, but basically we could either see this play out as a 5-wave move coming down into this zone, or alternatively it could start to break down deeper and we could get some further extension within these waves, which isn't apparent at the moment. But if we do actually start to break down here, first confirmation of an impulsive structure would be this 4398, and that would indicate that we're going to get a push up for a fourth and an additional fifth wave. Invalidation of this would come by actually crossing back above this 4585 zone. If we move back above that, it would indicate that this is actually invalidated. Though we need to be aware that it is possible there's another leg in here where this is another 1-2, so this could actually start to break down much deeper, in which case these target zones wouldn't be accurate and would actually start to move much deeper into this move. And if we want to look at that potential, effectively what we would be looking for is first crossing this 4422. If we drop down past there, then that could trigger another fourth and fifth, which could actually push this third wave lower and effectively look to target out this 4189 zone. So that would be how we would get down here. If whether it actually plays out is not certain yet. It depends whether we actually start to break down and hit these price points. If not, we've just got a corrective structure here and we could still be looking for that fifth wave to the upside. However, should we fail to break this 4995 and face rejection again towards the top end of these moves here, it's possible that we could extend to the downside again in another corrective structure. Should this point here hold of this 3610, then we could look for that potential bullish option, but that would all rely on the structure being correct on the move to the upside. Otherwise, we could just have this as a bigger A wave, like we said, coming to the downside, whether that goes A, B, and C, and then forms another B wave, and then we drop down again. So we got to give this thing a bit of time. There is potential that this could actually start to break down, so need to be a bit cautious here with being too bullish, because if we do actually start to break down here, these moves could start to extend out and actually look to invalidate that additional fourth wave to the upside, which comes by crossing this 4122. So if we do that, effectively that fifth wave gets invalidated, and then we have to treat this as a completed move, see whether we get that support for that bounce, or alternatively whether we break down past this and then we look for that lower support range, which would be, like I said, the top end of this 3881, and then anyway sort of all the way down to this 3034 area. So this could be a zone we actually look to move back into and effectively look for a final push to the upside. Invalidation of this wave would actually come, of this fifth wave up, would actually come from moving below this 2642. If we move below this 2642, then we would have to just treat this as a three-wave move, which would actually fall into the idea of us setting up for a diagonal here, and then we could actually be looking to start to break down and actually look to take out this low. But until we get further confirmation, effectively what we'd have to do is just treat this take it like stage by stage and see how we develop along with this roadmap that we've been given through Elliott wave, because that's all it is. It's not a predictive tool. It gives us an idea of how the waves can behave and react in a certain direction, and then we got to adjust it as these play out. So yeah, if you'd like more information about it, why not jump down into the Discord. We talk about it quite a lot within there, and yeah, we're always happy to hear from you guys, so why not come check it out. I'm going to leave the video there. If you find it useful, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, why not hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all the latest information and charts regarding altcoins, BTC, even S&P 500 we cover. So yeah, why not give us a subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see each other in the next one. Take care, everybody.